Mail appointment that will take people 1 year in 24 hours. Yes, you heard me. I was in the office when the mail came in. I was shocked.
Now it's time for you to hear from my wife, how they did that one. So let's go back to how you can make your wife and spouse
and your children join you.
The approach is actually called family reunion visa. So for some other countries like India and some other countries, I'm not sure, they do dependent visa.
Okay.
Whereby you apply for your spouse and your children to depend on you. But in Nigeria, they don't have that kind of visa.
Okay.
So you go through family reunion visa. So which means you are in Germany, you have the rights to bring your family, because usually it used to require, okay, let me go into requirements for that.
All right, so it's my turn. Get ready. Are you ready for family drum roll, family reunion visa? Okay, so my husband left for Germany in December 2021. It was to resume January, but he had to leave because of the Omicron before Germany would lock him down. We didn't know because UK already locked down Nigerians and Canada. So he left. So he left December. What my husband actually did was, when it was January, he sent a mail to the embassy. Yes, you can do that.
Yeah, it's important.
You can do that. I'm giving you an expo. So let me tell you something. Go to Naira Land. You know what we're talking about. Once you apply for family reunion visa, for you to get an appointment at the German embassy, it's going to take you 1 year. For example, we are in May. If you apply online in May for a family reunion visa, German embassy will give you an appointment next year, May.
It's 1 year, actually.
Okay, my husband sent a mail to the embassy. They will not respond to your mail, but you will see action. Like, you will know. It's not like they're not responding, acknowledging the mail, but you're going to get a response in terms of action.
Yeah,
that is what I mean. There will be a reaction to your mail.
And the context of the email, let's give you an hint on that. You don't just say, hey, give my wife appointment. Mm-hmm. You must give them the reason
why they should give them an appointment.
Prioritize, because we are trying to say they should prioritize the appointment so that they should name others and give to your spouse. So you must give them the reason. So there are different reasons why people name things.
Okay, so some of my husband's colleagues whose wife were pregnant, definitely that's
a good
reason. Because you leaving a pregnant wife in your own country and you're here, it won't be easy for the person. So some of my husband's colleagues whose wife were pregnant wrote to the embassy telling them that wife are pregnant and blah blah blah, just compose the mail. You don't want to leave them. That's just a reason. So in like her case, we use our son that we have a toddler who is just still growing up, and we don't want that separation from the father as a family, want to be together as a family. So we used our son Ethan as an excuse because he's actually a toddler. And me alone, I know what I went through when I was around. We were two raising him together. It was very, very difficult. So my husband sent a note to the embassy telling them I need to be here and all that. My brethren, mail appointment that will take people 1 year in 24 hours. Yes, you heard me. I was in the office when the mail came in. I was shocked. In 24 hours, the German embassy sent me an appointment date. So, like my husband said earlier, appointment dates are usually 3 weeks. So there's nothing you can do. They cannot fast track it. They give you 3 weeks so that you can prepare all your documents and all that. So they gave me an appointment in January to come in for February 3rd. Yes, February 3rd was my appointment date. So I know this video will be helping a lot of people out there, especially those that have their interview coming up and all that. So I'll be telling you all the documents you need for yourself, for your children, for your child and all that. So
they have the checklist, but the truth is, it's not comprehensive. Like,
yes.
It's not enough.
Yes.
They will say something that you can't find.
Yes,
you're not even sure it's required
or not. That's like my husband said, they have so many checklists on the German embassy. But when I went for my interview, I still had so many missing documents.
Yeah.
How come? because they have their own checklist they use. So I have the checklist with me. So I think I've even made the job very easy for you. What you're expected. Okay, fine. You fill the application forms too. My husband did all that for us. All I did was print out. You fill application form for yourself and your children. Your children do not need an appointment.
Yeah, for certain age.
For I think minor.
Of course.
They don't need an appointment. So like mine, I was the one who applied for the family reunion visa. So I didn't apply for Ethan separately. No. Yeah. Ethan will be under me. But don't make a mistake. Even if he doesn't have a separate appointment date, make sure you fill an application form for him. Yeah, because on the day of my interview, a woman came. She had, I think, a son too. So when she came, and they were arranging a document, they asked her, where's your son application form? She said, but he's coming under me. They sent her away. Truly the child is coming under you. You didn't book a separate date for that child, but you need to bring his application form. That's, you fill the form and print it out, which will carry your child's details, his name, date of birth, and all that, your own child's application form. So if you are children, go with your children's application form. You don't need a separate appointment for them. They will go with you on that day and you go with their application form. So that day I went to Ethan's application form, my own application form, get my document, definitely BSc. I didn't go with NYC is not needed, state of origin is not needed. In fact, the woman fling the state of origin away. NYC is not needed. Just from your WAEC. I went from my secondary school, my university certificate, and the form, the application form, then the verification form. There's a data verification form. We'll help put the link in the description box. We'll fill all that. So majorly your documents, your son's your documents and all that, like the affidavits and all. So I have a checklist with me because I had so many missing documents. They gave me. So what I'm giving you, expose. So they gave me this. If you check very well, you can see. You see so many things written. I'll still call it out and put it missing. So they gave me this at the German embassy because when I went there, after your interview and all that, your interviewer they have this list in front of their table. And what they are doing is all the forms you have brought, all your certificates, they are ticking if your documents are complete. If your documents are not complete, they'll make a copy and give you this, which will now have all this missing. So wherever they write missing, you know those are the documents you are supposed to provide. So me, I'm here for you. You are not going to have any missing documents. For your children and for yourself, you know the documents to take to the German embassy in Nigeria. Yeah, now let's go on. So let me start with the spouse. This is for the child. So family reunion with your husband or wife. So this applies to both genders. Yeah. Whether you are the man that is going or maybe it's your wife that went to Germany. This is the document you need. It applies to both. So number one, you need a completely filled application form, which is the application form from the German website. Fully filled application form. Fill out questionnaire for document verification. That was the one we mentioned earlier. The verification form is on the website, so you fill it. Signed declarations. Section 54 German Alliance Law. Baby, where did we see that signed declaration?
It's also on the,
it's also on the website.
It's German English. Just like you declare data privacy consent.
Yes, so it's just one page. But I think all these things you need 2 pages each of all these documents.
Those documents that don't have original.
Yes, all the documents that don't have original, you have to fill the application form you are filling to. The verification document you are filling to. Yes, a copy of your passport data page. Fine, you're going with your passport, but the copy of your passport data page. A copy of your spouse passport data page. Plus, you know that data page, then you now go with plus copy of your Nigerian visa and exit stamp. That's for your spouse. Like my husband, you know, it's family reunion, which means your husband or your spouse had gone before you. So you'll be needing a copy of his data page of the international passport and a copy of the visa page. That's where the German stamped for him of your spouse. You'll be needing that. So then This, if your spouse is not a German, you'll be needing copy of German residence permit of your spouse, which is your blue card.
So so there are two ways, and this is what should we address it now. Me, I got there. I was waiting to get my permanent residency, because when you get here, you have to apply again. So they will not give you the actual card. So you need that. But before the card gets ready, they give you a temporary form that you send to your spouse to submit.
That was what my husband sent to me.
Usually,
the card takes long to get ready.
The blue card visa should be sufficient. For some people, it was sufficient. But for my wife, interviewer said they need the.
Yes,
so for that.
When my husband went for his blue card appointment here in Germany, what they gave him was still paper, not the card takes time to get ready. So the paper is scanned and sent to me. So you go with that. That is what they mean by your husband's German residence permit. Then passport picture of each. That's passport photograph now. You go with a passport photograph of yourself and your spouse. Passport picture of each, your spouse and you. Then proof of residence of your German spouse. This proof of residence is where your husband stays in Germany, right, baby?
Yes, and that's where we'll talk about things you do when you get to Germany. We'll talk about those registration that you need to do. You will be given a copy of apartment registration in Germany. Okay. Which shows that you actually occupied that space. Okay. That you spent.
That's what that registration was done at the city city registration, right?
City center, yes.
Yes, we went for a
city hall.
City hall at the city registration to register the house where he stays. So you are going to be giving your spouse that proof of residence where your spouse stays in Germany. Then your marriage certificate, which is the court marriage, definitely. Yeah. You go with your marriage certificate. Then copies of marriage certificates and divorce decrees from all previous marriage, or of you or your spouse, if applicable. Which means if you have copies of marriage certificates or divorce before from previous marriage, they need you to bring all that. It's not applicable to me. This is my first marriage, so I didn't go with all that. Then proof of your birth. We have explained this before, but for the case of people that will skip all that path and just come to this family reunion visa, we explained earlier in our previous video, because this video we are doing it in parts, and this particular one is mainly for family reunion visa. So for those that don't know, proof of birth. So for this proof of birth, if you are someone that was given birth to before 1992, they will not accept this National Population Commission. I'm using my son's birth certificate as a sample. My son's birth certificate as a sample, which is from National Population Commission. So in our own case, we were given birth to before 92. So we swore an affidavit of age declaration, because they do not accept this one, because this decree was made in 92. So the German embassy expect that if you were born before 92, how are you going to bring this certificate that was given in this decree that started in 1992? So definitely, if you are born before 92, they will not accept this unless you are born after 92 or 92 itself upward. But before 92, they will not accept this National Population Commission certificate. This one is for my son. So do you want
if you have other certificates, maybe like acceptable that you use, you can also tender it. But just make sure that it's not this.
It's not this National Population Commission. If you are older than 92. So to save yourself the stress before you go for the interview, make sure you have an affidavit by either of your parents that are alive. They won't accept uncles and other relatives, except if you don't have any parents again. So you go with proof of birth certificate. So you now swear an affidavit for you. You know, this family reunion I'm talking about for the wife or the husband now. So you need an affidavit of spinsterhood. This affidavit means it's going to be sworn by your parents, any of your parents, saying you've never been married before.
You got married.
The German call it affidavit of spinsterhood. It's just to show that you were never married before you met your current husband. So you swear that affidavit. Then
So if you're a man, to be bachelorhood.
Yeah, okay.
Of course. So
spinsterhood. Don't go put spinsterhood for man. So saying that. So Then you go with all your school certificates, which is from I went through it from secondary. I didn't go with primary, secondary, university degrees and all that. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, if you don't have the baptismal card, have one old document, either vaccination card, something like just.
When we say vaccination card, that's those of you that your parents can keep document. Vaccination card, or when you were taking immunization when you were small as a child, or you go with your primary school certificate. I think that helps.
Something old.
They just want to say old certificate, something old, maybe just to ascertain that this is the same person, an old document. Oh, it's even there. So number 14, all other old documents such as vaccination card, voter's card, medical birth certificate, maybe the one that was issued by your hospital, not the government one now. So all old document. Then this, if you travel, do you have something to say?
Yes. So for inconsistency, if you have any document that maybe that's in the past that is not consistent, your name and something, please avoid it so that you don't put yourself into a lot of trouble. So if you have any inconsistency, maybe your name is not written properly, just take that point off their list. So I don't have to.
So then, if you travel and leave children here, birth proof, addresses, and telephone number of the other parents. So maybe they are trying to say if you want to travel and leave your children back home, so you bring their birth proof, address, telephone number of the other parent. It was not applicable because my own spouse was here. I was the one traveling with my son. So even here, the interviewer puts not applicable. So it was not applicable to me. Maybe for example, you are doing your family reunion, you want to leave a child in Nigeria, so they expect you to bring their birth proof, address, and telephone number. Then you need an A1 certificate. And let me come in. This A1 certificate is where you go and learn German language. Then you need the certificate for your interview. But in my own case, I didn't need it. That's the advantage of blue card. My husband has a blue card, so his spouse does not need to learn German or anything. So I don't really have more information about the A1 certificate, but a lot of people talk about it on Naira Land. I think they go to that GOTEM or something institute in Lekki or something to learn German and pass the exam. So they need the A1 certificate. In my own case, this interviewer puts not applicable because it's not applicable to me because my husband has a blue card. So marriage photographs and old pictures showing you and your family. So you go with your marriage photographs, not too much. I have someone that told me she went with 50 something. I laughed. She said the interviewer just flinged everything and took 5. So what I noticed the interviewer was looking out for pictures that captured moments such as when you were signing your marriage certificate, moments such as when you took pictures in groups with your family. Then prepaid courier envelope addressed to yourself. Like I said earlier, when you're going for your interview, you go to any DHL, UPS, any office, you get a prepaid courier envelope. The envelope will be sealed. You don't tamper with it, so you just go with it on your interview day. You address it to yourself. That's from the German embassy. Sorry, I see the German embassy is here. So the address will be, you address it to yourself. That's the envelope will be leaving German embassy to your own house. Then document verification fee. So for family reunion visa, like I said earlier, one of the advantage again of blue card is that I don't have to do verification. For those that came through maybe work permit and others, even those that their husband has
study your family join you
maybe study and all that, they will do a family verification for you, and the fee is usually 150,000 Nigerian money currently. They'll collect from you. But for blue card, they didn't do verification for me because my husband has a blue card. Lawyer did not come to my house and all that. But for every other type of visa that your family is joining you, lawyer will come. You go with on the day of your on the day you're going with to your interview, you go with 150.
So we still advise you to go with the money, because some people went, but when they didn't ask for it, some people didn't ask and they refunded them for blue card. So we'll just owe the money.
Yes. So then I also went with my own visa fee. Apart from the 150 verification fee, they didn't collect the verification fee from me because my husband is a blue card holder. So I didn't pay the 150. I went with it, but it was returned. Then apart from that, you go with your visa fee, 75 euro, which is it depends on the exchange rate. Just go with 40,000. You definitely take change back home. It's better to go with more amount of money than going with less amount. So just go with 40,000 for your visa fee. Then for my son, his own visa fee was 18,000. I went with 20,000. I went with half. Yes, he's 18. I could remember. Yes, his own 18,000. But I went with 20 for him. Went with 40 for myself. I still took change home. Let them be the one to tell you the amount that you need. So those are the documents for family reunion. For spouse, for either wife or husband. If you go with all this, in fact, they'll tick everything. You are not going to be having an incomplete document. So I'll go ahead for that of a child or children, what you need. Like I said earlier, you need completely filled application form for your child. Your child is using your appointment, but don't forget to go with his own application form.
Each of them.
So of your children, 3 children, 4 children, 2 children, go fill application forms for all of them and take it along with you. They are using your appointment but filled it. So you need completely. So now I'm reading for a child. Completely filled application form, signed declaration. The same declaration you signed for yourself is on the German website, which is named Section 54 German Alliance Law. So you print it out and you sign it, just to sign. That's all. You are printing and signing, not like you are writing anything. So copy of applicant's passport data page. Definitely your son, before you apply, the first thing to do as someone that wants to relocate is have an international passport. So the same data page that you took for yours, you are taking for your child. You print out the data page. Copy of passport parents living in Germany. The same thing for the child. During for the husband and the wife, I said you get a copy of the passport of the data page of your spouse. Your child also needs that copy of passport data page of the spouse that is living in Germany. Copy of parents' German resident permit. The same thing like yours. The resident permit, you need it. Passport picture of the child. The passport photograph picture of your child. Proof of residence of parents living in Germany. The same thing. It's just proof of apartment. The proof of the apartment. The same thing. The proof of residence. NPC birth certificate for child, which is the national population certificate for your child. Affidavit of consent for child to travel from parents in Nigeria. Don't do that mistake. I didn't swear affidavit, so you go and swear affidavit. It's your child though, but you are swearing affidavit. That is going with me. I swear an affidavit that child is going with me to join my husband. Please take note. You have affidavit of consent for child to travel from parents in Nigeria. So you swear that affidavit. So it says if you cannot say where parent in Nigeria is, court order stating that parent in Germany is entitled to sole custody of a child. So that one was hand A for me. I don't even know what this. What it means is that, for instance, the child wants to go and join parents in Germany, whereas they are able to find the other partner or parent in Nigeria to say write this affidavit. Then there must be a court ruling that says the child should go to Germany to meet that court ruling. So it was not applicable for me. So you, if your family reunion are going with your children, you just swear the affidavit of consent for child to travel from parents in Nigeria. So written consent for relocation of child from parents in Germany. So this other one is not affidavit. Your spouse in Germany has to write a written consent, just a short consent that I write, not to the embassy. You are giving the wife is taking it for the so they can feel you are sending it. It's addressed to the embassy. That dear consular or consulate or whatever, right? Dear consulate. And what I was saying is, when you say you are sending to the embassy, they might feel you send their email. So you
wrote a letter for my wife to take to the embassy.
To the embassy for my interview, so you can
allow my child to
travel. Birth registration of hospital. So when I gave birth to my son, I only took this National Population Commission. The hospital did not give us a birth certificate. So when I went for my interview, they demanded for it. Don't make that mistake. go to your children hospital. So you go with your child's birth certificate from the hospital, apart from the national population that was earlier stated. So then all school record, nursery school, name and address of the schools attended. So already when you are filling application form, I think, did we fill anywhere that has to do with school?
They asked during, while you're doing your data form, they asked about the child's education. Something like
so all school records, then baptismal card, name and address of the church, not available. It's not compulsory. My son is not baptized. We attend a Pentecostal church, so we need certain age for that child to be baptized. It's not that age yet, so it's not compulsory. But if you have baptismal card for your children or your child, you take it along. If a child is older than 16 and parent in Germany is not German certificate C1. I did not have to go through this. My child is still small.
And again,
so
if blue card might not be required.
if for blue card it might not be required. They said if child is older than 16 years and parent in Germany is not German yet, so you get a German certificate C1 for that child. We didn't need that, so here is not applicable. Old pictures of child and family. So just that one picture was what I took. So this one I showing old pictures of your child and family. You know, ETAN was included in the picture, so you take that one too for your child. Prepare courier envelope. Actually, is one envelope that will be used. So the one you had bought is sufficient for you and your child. They will return your document together. You don't need to buy another separate prepaid envelope for him. Just one that you have bought for your own. You are going on the same day. You are submitting your document together. They are going to be opening a file and putting them together. So when they are returning, they will not return in two separate documents. But maybe they're just indicating here for children that just want to. You know, this is general for children that are going alone. So if your child is going alone to join, you need a prepared courier envelope. If not, the one for your own has covered for it. Then
document verification.
The document verification is still that same 150,000. You're not paying it separate for your child 150 and paying separate for yourself 150. Just that 150 you have paid covers for you and your children. Documents of parents in Nigeria. Your child, you are going together with him, you still need some document from your own. So the child needs copy of your passport data page from the parents in Nigeria, your own. So just go with plenty copies. You already have it, your passport data, but just go with 2 to 4 copies, anything they have. Then the marriage certificate, definitely you have the marriage certificate with you. You go with it and all that. So those are the documents for family reunion for a child. So I think that is it. So do you have anything to say?
Yeah, we talk about your experience now, the document interview.
Okay.
How you went to the interview.
Okay, so